Hi, my name is Sambali Abdul. We are now at the Dolf Henckes Prize group exhibition in Tent, and I have 3 works here. Dharma Songs is the first work. It's an interactive sound installation, and where viewers are invited by a host to dip flowers in the water. Then voices will emerge.
If I can meet my great-grandfather, I think I would ask him about our family name.
I've asked 6 of my friends and family members to respond to the question, if there is anything you'd like to still ask your ancestors or share with them, then what would you say? I've wired their responses up to these flowers, which are activated when you dip them in the water of the gong. Another work is Satu Studio, which are light boxes. These are digital drawings which kind of reflect my inner worlds. The first work are Apsaras figures or celestial Southeast Asian beings surrounded by DJ equipment and streaming. I was at the time, streaming during COVID. They're also surrounded by like a Sakyant script, which is like an ancient tattoo script from Thailand and Cambodia, a Malagasy animal which worships the sun, as well as a matrilineal figure from the Moluccan culture. The second work is Apsara beings as well, but then blackened out, and they are in a sort of more turmoiled state. These Apsara figures were actually of Douglas Latchford's collection, which were mostly looted, and they're now repatriated back to Cambodia. These are all like different imagery, appropriated, reappropriated, and I kind of try and use these different iconographies from my diasporic ties into a few images, and I do this intuitively. There's also Tales of the Past. Tales of the Past is a fake engraving, so it's actually an embossing in aluminum. I made this during my time in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, because I saw in an old museum a 10th century Kawi or Old Javanese inscription, and it looked so much like Khmer script, which is my ancestral script. And I thought, wow, isn't it so interesting that we have like linguistic ties, script ties, but I was reflecting upon the fact that Old Javanese or Kawi is not used in contemporary Indonesian life anymore or in Java, but Khmer script is, and what that means to a society. So I use Khmer script in this embossing. I reflect upon a familial history of mine. The translation to this work is on the left side of the engraving, and the middle paragraph is the paragraph that's been translated into Khmer into this embossing. I think what's like imminent in both works, or maybe in all of these works, is what survives, like imperialism, colonization, modernization. For instance, ancestral veneration is the central theme in Dharma Song, because I ask my friends and family members to ask questions about their ancestors, and in their voices you can hear them reflect and perhaps visualize the conditions in which their ancestors were in. Ancestral veneration traditions have made its way into Khmer culture. For instance, Smote, which is poetry singing, has been in Khmer culture since the 4th century, and so it's really interesting to see how particular traditions have still made it into the diaspora until today. I guess in all of the works I'm trying to understand what has stayed, which techniques and technologies have made it into 2023 or 2024 even. Tales of the Past and Dharma Songs came straight out of Indonesia because I did a residency over there at Cemeti Institute for Art and Society, and then the light boxes were created by Tent here, which I'm very grateful for. This was a very special exhibition to me. It was also part of a competition, and I still can't believe it, but I won. So I won the Dolf Henckes Prize. I'm just really astonished, and I just want to extend my gratitude to Litvin van der Ven, who nominated me, and anyone who has ever supported me as an artist. I was very grateful, and I'm very happy to be able to express myself here in the Netherlands.
Pito